You are not undisciplined. You are outmatched by an environment engineered to dismantle your focus. Modern life removes every natural barrier between you and instant gratification. Willpower cannot compete with a system designed to exploit your neurological weaknesses. The friction you feel is not failure. It is structural overload. Discipline was never meant to function in a frictionless world. Your ancestors faced natural resistance daily. Survival required effort. Today, effort is optional. When resistance disappears, the nervous system loses its training ground. You are not weak. You are untrained by design. Every convenience you accept lowers your threshold for discomfort. Climate control, instant delivery, endless entertainment. These are not neutral comforts. They are gradual recalibrations of your tolerance. The more ease you consume, the heavier normal effort begins to feel. You wake up expecting focus, but your environment has already decided for you. Soft lighting, comfortable seating, zero demands. Your brain scans the room and finds no reason to activate. Discipline requires a trigger. Comfort systematically removes it. When everything is accessible, nothing feels urgent. Urgency is what sharpens attention. Without it, your mind drifts toward the path of least resistance. You do not choose distraction. You default to it because your surroundings offer no alternative. You blame your character for what is actually an architectural problem. You tell yourself you lack willpower. But willpower is a finite resource. Environment is constant. When your surroundings reward passivity, discipline becomes an uphill battle against your own biology. The modern world profits from your compliance. Platforms are built to keep you seated. Algorithms are designed to keep you engaged. Convenience industries exist to keep you comfortable. You are not fighting laziness. You are fighting economic incentives. Every time you surrender to ease, you reinforce a neurological preference. The brain records the surrender as safety. Safety becomes habit. Habit becomes identity. Soon, even small acts of resistance feel like unnecessary suffering instead of necessary training. Discipline feels impossible because you are attempting to override your environment with sheer intention. Intention collapses under fatigue. Environment persists relentlessly. You cannot outthink a space designed to make you soft. You must deliberately redesign the space. The first step is recognizing that your surroundings are not neutral. Every object, every layout, every lighting choice either supports focus or enables drift. Right now, your environment is quietly voting against your discipline every single hour. You do not need more motivation. You need fewer escape routes. When temptation remains visible, resistance becomes constant labor. When temptation is removed, discipline requires significantly less energy. Structure is not about willpower. It is about elimination. Most men build discipline backward. They rely on internal strength while living in external weakness. That is like trying to stay dry while standing in heavy rain. You do not fix the man first. You fix the environment. Environmental design begins with deliberate subtraction. Remove what fractures attention. Remove what rewards passivity. Remove what makes comfort the default option. What remains is empty space, and empty space forces intentional decision instead of automatic drift. A disciplined environment looks boring to an overstimulated mind. That is precisely the point. Boredom is not emptiness. Boredom is the absence of distraction. When distraction disappears, focus has nowhere else to go but forward into effort. You cannot train focus in a chaotic space. Your brain unconsciously mirrors your surroundings. Cluttered rooms produce cluttered thinking. Clean, organized spaces produce clear direction. Discipline is not purely mental. It is deeply spatial and environmental. Begin with your primary workspace. Strip it down to absolute essentials. One surface, one chair, one clear objective. Remove everything that does not serve the work. When the room offers no alternatives, your mind finally stops negotiating. Lighting matters more than you realize. Harsh overhead bulbs create mental fatigue. Warm, controlled lighting sustains attention longer. Position your light source deliberately. Let it illuminate only what requires focus. Darkness around the edges reduces visual noise. Temperature directly influences discipline. Excessive warmth induces physical relaxation. Slight coolness maintains mental alertness. You are not trying to be comfortable. You are trying to be operational. Comfort belongs to rest. Discipline belongs to controlled environmental tension. Sound directly shapes behavior. Constant background noise fractures concentration. Silence or controlled ambient sound deepens it significantly. You do not need stimulation to work. You need absence of interference. Train your nervous system to operate in quiet. Your morning environment sets your neurological baseline for the entire day. If you wake into chaos, you operate in chaos. If you wake into structure, you operate with direction. Design the first hour deliberately. Everything else follows. Discipline is not a personality trait. It is an environmental outcome. When your surroundings actively support focus, focus becomes automatic. When your surroundings enable drift, drift becomes inevitable. Stop fighting your environment. Start deliberately engineering it. Remove decision points from your daily routine. Lay out clothes the night before. Prepare your workspace before sleeping. Set your objectives in writing. When morning arrives, execution replaces deliberation. Deliberation drains energy. Execution conserves it completely. Friction must be strategically placed throughout your environment. Make weak habits difficult to access. Make strong habits impossible to avoid. If you want to train, place your equipment directly in your path. If you want focus, remove escapes. Your brain naturally follows the path of least resistance. That is not a character flaw. That is basic biology. You do not fight biology. You redirect it. Design the easiest path to also be the most disciplined path. Consistency emerges from environment, not motivation. When your space actively demands action, action becomes routine. Routine becomes identity. Identity becomes automatic. You are not building willpower. You are building an ecosystem that produces discipline without constant negotiation. Audit your surroundings weekly without emotion. Ask what is serving you and what is quietly sabotaging you. Remove one distraction every 7 days. Add one structural support every 7 days. Small environmental shifts compound into massive behavioral changes. Do not romanticize unnecessary suffering. Discipline is not about enduring chaos. It is about eliminating pointless resistance so you can focus on meaningful resistance. Clean your space. Simplify your routine. Protect your attention like it is currency. Your environment is either training you or quietly breaking you. There is no neutral ground. Every chair, every light, every layout is casting a vote for who you become. Make sure those votes align with your highest standards. When discipline feels impossible, stop looking inward for blame. Look around. The answer is rarely in your mindset. The answer is in your architecture. Change the room, and the behavior follows. Change the behavior, and identity follows. You do not need to become a completely different person. You need to inhabit a deliberately different environment. The man you want to be already exists. He is just buried under layers of poorly designed surroundings. Clear them. Structure is not restriction. Structure is liberation. When your environment handles the heavy lifting, your mind is finally free to execute. You stop wasting energy on resistance. You start investing energy in progress. That is actual freedom. Discipline compounds rapidly when environment actively supports it. One clean desk leads to one focused hour. One focused hour leads to one completed task. One completed task leads to reinforced identity. The room always starts the chain. Stop waiting for motivation to arrive. Motivation is weather. Environment is climate. Weather changes daily. Climate determines what actually grows. Build a climate that makes discipline inevitable. Then let time do the heavy lifting for you. The men who appear highly disciplined are not fighting harder than you. They are fighting smarter. They removed the battle before it began. They designed their lives so that weakness requires effort and strength requires almost none. Your next decision should not be about willpower. It should be about architecture. Move one object. Change one light. Clear one surface. Small environmental corrections produce disproportionate behavioral shifts. Start exactly where you sit right now. Discipline is not impossible. Your environment is simply misaligned. Align it, and the friction disappears. Align it, and the effort lightens. Align it, and the man you want to become stops feeling like a distant stranger. You do not conquer weakness by fighting it directly. You conquer it by removing its habitat. Starve the distraction. Feed the structure. Let your surroundings do the work your willpower was never designed to carry alone. The world will always offer comfort. Your environment must actively demand standards. When those two forces collide, standards win, only if they are built into the room. Design the room deliberately. The room ultimately designs you. Stop blaming your mind for what your surroundings quietly created. Take control of the space. Take control of the layout. Take control of the triggers. When you command your environment, discipline stops feeling like a daily battle. Discipline is not a trait you are born with. It is an environment you deliberately build over time. Remove the noise. Design the structure. Let the room carry the weight. Master yourself. Command your life completely.